All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Baharach HaKodash. I'd like to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and safety and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect and the 1/3. And Lord's with this video will be edifying and exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Baharach HaKodash. And as the title reads, let's talk about Christianity and Native Americans. All right. And as the title reads, all right, just want to make sure the audio and video is good. Tawadi Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Kakodash for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And pretty much Lord's will, Adon Ratazai can do a continuance of this, which pretty much, 1492, 1619, these dates, people like Christopher Columbus, the Pilgrims, all right, who as the Europeans, Esau, all right, the so-called Caucasians. If I didn't say it already, the Pilgrims. I would like to bring out, the dark history of Christianity, which this same religion is being reforced upon us to this day with this so-called apologetic movement. All right. And, it's just on my spirit to bring it out. I feel like when it comes to Christians, especially when they're coming up to us, there's always a question or something but, they're never questioned. Their legacy, their history, their doctrine, it's never questioned. So let's go into some American history of what Christians have done to so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and even how the Bible was used to justify our enslavement, okay, which we know everything according to prophecy. But the point is that Esau, Edom, you use the Bible in your own understanding to justify the enslavement of our people. So why is that not addressed in the religion of Christianity? Why is real quick, actually, let's go over here. Like I said, I'm just rolling in the spirit. I really don't got much written down. I just got some thoughts I want to bring out. Let's put Christians real quick. It's going to be kind of a Google history lesson with scriptures. Let's see this. Christians used the Bible to let's put enslave Africans. Let's just see what comes up. The Bible was used to justify slavery. How Christian slaveholders used the Bible to justify slavery. See? So why is this not addressed? How Christian slaveholders use the Bible to justify slavery. So then, all right, we fast forward all the way to today. And then when this scripture comes out, watch this. You brothers should know where I'm going. When this comes out, all right, there's an issue. Revelations 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity. Whoa. Where is it? He that leadeth into captivity. How Christian slave owners, right? Edomites, Europeans, Caucasians, Pilgrims, right? Damn, Esau was trying to sell you something. First he sold us. Now he's trying to sell us everything. It says, he that leadeth into captivity, which we know this is prophecy, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. We know that. But the problem is, here it is, the same people that were telling, hey, we're the Israelites because this and this and this and this, they're the same ones that enslaved us and are now trying to come up and re-Christianize us when they use Christianity to justify the slavery that was a curse upon our people, which now being in captivity, we're waking up to who we are and proving through secular history who we are to the people who enslaved us. How crazy is that? When you sit back and you actually analyze, this back and forth, quote unquote argument, it's wild to me that the people that we are going back and forth with using the Bible, these are the same people that used the Bible to enslave us that was prophesied in the Bible. I just find that almost comical. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So we bring this out. Now the same people that led us into captivity, the same people that pushed this book, all right, upon the Native Americans, enslaved the Native Americans. Oh, let's get that too. All right, let's get that real quick. Let's put because if you didn't know, the pilgrims, the pilgrims, right? Let's put this in real quick. The pilgrims, those poor pilgrims, all these poor white people. All right. Look, these poor, oh my gosh, poor white people seeking religious freedom. Well, guess what? The pilgrims on the Mayflower came with slaves. Why don't they talk about that? Okay. Look at this. They came with slaves. While the Mayflower passengers did not bring slaves on their voyage or engage in a trade as they built Plymouth, it should be recognized. No, 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 no. Yes, they did. All right. The Mayflower arrived. See how the Mayflower arrived in a world already scarred by slavery. Now let's put it like this. Did the Mayflower have slaves? Let's see. How many slaves came over on the look? See, now it says 20. You know that's a lie. You know that's a lie. But see, my point is, how come when I go over here and put that, it says, while the Mayflower's passengers did not bring slaves, but then in another Google, it says that they had slaves. See, Mayflower, let's put this in. Mayflower famous for slavery. See, so it's doing it again. But in one aspect, it tells you that it was. See? So this is Esau's tactic. But the point is, the pilgrims that came on these slave ships, not only did they have slaves, they forced their so-called religion on Native Americans. So the pilgrims weren't innocent. Let's put this in. Pilgrims. Let's put killed. Yeah. Killed natives. And did you know how pilgrims killed millions of Native Americans? Did you know that pilgrims are Christians? Did you know that pilgrims are Christians? There's these just wholesome white people, okay? But the pilgrims, look at this. Let's see. Yep, this is a lie too. The pilgrims called Gad savages. All right, the pilgrims called Gad savages. All right. Let's see. I had another fun fact over here. All right, but let's just keep the point going. So let's finish this. Like I said, it's going to be kind of Google. I'm going to be jumping around, pulling out some facts. Revelations 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Wait a minute. Let's go this. Columbus forced the natives to convert to Christianity. They forced them to convert. So right here, why is Columbus forcing Native Americans to convert to Christianity? Why do Christians today celebrate Columbus Day? Why do Christians today celebrate Thanksgiving? When you start looking at history, okay, for what it is, you start to understand the dark side of Esau's smile and lies. All right, it says, and began practicing this new religion against their desire. So they forced Christianity, just like what? When you're speaking, you're at camp. Look, let's put vocab, easy one. Vocab. Let's do Virginia. What's Virginia was a ex-slave state. All right. Well, you brothers seen there was an old there was the latest video was Vocab Malone going to the brothers in VA. All right, let me see if I put VA. I just want the thumbnail. But what I'm just trying to show you is right here. See, look. So this is what your ancestors did to us. Okay, you came to the Americas and you brought your so-called religion with your ideology. Then you use that to enslave, murder, rape, rob, and pillage. Christianity was used to murder, rape, rob, and pillage. Why don't you talk about that? Then you go to these same ancestors. You go to these same people that are offsprings of these ancestors. You know, I find it to the level of the audacity that Christians have in these views. This is the same thing that they did back then. Because see, when someone like Vocab comes up, he's not coming up to reason. He's coming up in a spirit of forcing you to this religion. And then it's to the level of that what we are saying is a lie and what they're saying is true. Can you brothers see the correlation here? Let me get this. This is why the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun. You did this before. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. It says the thing that has been right? Esau coming over, using the Bible to murder, to kill, right? The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, it is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. See, there's no new thing under the sun. The same spirit that you coming in, all right, because see now it's more pacified, because if this was X amount of 100 years ago, it would have been with the literal sword. So let's read this again. It says Columbus forced the natives to convert to Christianity and began practicing this new religion against their desires. Who's to say that the natives wanted to practice Catholicism in order to advance his personal gains? Columbus disregarded the interests of the Native Americans and forced them to practice a foreign religion. What did the Christians do to Native Americans? For America's indigenous people, late 19th century, Christianity meant forced assimilation and cultural domination, just like today. Cultural domination, meaning what? Jesus is white, God is white, and the preachers, the pastors, the angels, everybody in this book is white, and you gotta assimilate to my doctrine. Same exact thing. Same as this is why they won't tell you who they call Jesus is a man of color. As the most they'll say is he comes from the Middle East. You see, we are experiencing to the same degree the forced assimilation that was done literally back then, now through the gospel. Now it's no, this is the gospel. You have it wrong. But wait a minute. Why is there not a thought or an inkling or a suggestion that maybe you have it wrong and you are making the same mistakes that your forefathers made when they came over here on the Mayflower, the Santa, the Pinta, the Maria, okay? Columbus, the Pilgrims, the Europeans. Why is that angle not addressed to Christians and Christianity? Wait a minute. Wait. Did not Christians enslave us with the Bible? Did not Columbus in the Americas? You see, let's get some more nastiness. Through government-sponsored boarding schools, Christian missionaries worked to convert Native children who were often referred to as savages. Who were Christian missionaries? Edomites. So you mean to tell me you had Edomite missionaries for, now let's do this. Let's put how can we put it? Burned at the stake for not accepting Christianity. Let's see. And when was that told? List of people burned as heretics. Ooh, let's see. What Christians were burned? No, we don't want that. Why did the Christian use burning at the stake? Let's see. I guess we can do one in particular. Let's see what this has. Like I said, I didn't pull nothing up, so we're kind of going with it. It says by different Christian churches. Let's see what we got here. I want to go down and put see, Roman Catholic, another form of that. Let's see. Oh, Jerome. Let's see. Okay, so these are a lot of damn, that's a lot. I want to specifically stick into the America. So let's put this in. He said there was a what was his name? There was a in particular Jake. He said will the white man be in heaven? Then I don't want to go. Let's see what comes up. I want to be white in heaven. No, that's not it. There was an in particular Jake. He was at the stake, and they asked him if he would accept Christianity, and he said, "Is the white man going to be in heaven?" They said, "Yeah," and he said, "I don't want to go." Let me see. Let's put in Christians burned alive Native Americans. Let's see what comes up. See, sometimes you got to get that wording right. That's the one I don't want. Death by burning. Indigenous North often use burning. How did Native Americans react to Christianity? We don't want that. First encounter. The shocking savagery of Americans' history. when Native Americans were slaughtered. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this one? Let's check this one out. When Native Americans were slaughtered in the name of civilization, their skin was dark, their languages were foreign, and their worldviews and spiritual beliefs. They're gonna make me. Okay, let's see. Let's keep going. Like I said, I'm just going through. You know, you brothers are just you're just with me. Okay. Let's see. Yep, it's Gad. They're all looking, right? It says, from the time Europeans arrived on American shores, the frontier. Remember, these early Europeans, they all had a so-called Christian belief, all right? The Pilgrims, the Europeans, right? The edge territory between the white man's civilization and untamed natural world became a shared space of vast clashing differences that led the U.S. government to authorize over 1,500 wars. Damn, over 1,500 wars, attacks, and raids on Indians. It says the most of any country in the world against its indigenous people. By the close of the Indian Wars in the late 19th century, fewer than 238,000 indigenous people remained, a sharp decline from the estimated 5 million to 15 million living in North America when Columbus arrived in 1492. Look at that. Christianity killed millions. Christians killed millions of Native Americans, okay, in terrible ways, all right? And like I said, I want to look up, there was an in particular account. Look at this, man. These are Christians. The Ganadi Houghton Massacre, 1782. Look at this. Edomite Christians slaying so-called Native Americans. It says, in 1782, a group of militiamen, Christians, from Pennsylvania, which Pennsylvania is the border state that makes up the Mason-Dixie line, which separates the South slave states from the North freed states. Okay, and the slave states. Speaking of the Deep South also had let's put Deep South Christian views, Christian views and slavery. The Deep South, they had look, a Southern Christian view of slavery. They were Christians and owned slaves. Let's put that in. Christians owned slaves. Deep South. Let's pull this up. This history is not talked about. Why did so many Christians support slavery? Yeah, vocab. Why do Christians support slavery? But then when we read Revelations 13 and 10, there's an issue. So let's go. Let's see if we can click this one. Okay. Why did so many Christians support slavery? That's a good question. Okay. That's a good question. Now we have to get it. Why? Well, because it was prophesied that we would go into slavery. Deuteronomy, just got to get it. Edification. Okay. Edification. And then we also got to get something in Genesis. But real quick, so we go, this is what we do. We say, hey, why are we in slavery? They can't tell you, but we can. Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Real quick, bring thee again into Egypt with ships. What ships brought, look, see, pilgrims to America. Let's put slaves to America. Let's put black slaves. Let's get a little deeper. Black slaves to America. Let's put America's slave ships. What were the names of ships that brought slaves to America? Isabella, British ship that brought the first 100. These numbers are way more. Okay, these numbers are way more. It says brought the first 150 African slaves to the American port of Philadelphia. Brotherly love. Joaquina, I might not be pronouncing that right. Spanish slave ships carrying an X amount of African slaves when captured by. See, so you had a lot of ships. What was the name of the ship that used to transport slaves? The schooner Clotilda smuggled African slaves into the U.S. See that? So let's go back right here. So we were brought into the house of bondage again with ships by Edomites, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. It was spoken to us in the wilderness. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. But guess what? What we found out through history is the ones that bought us were Christians. They actually were Christians. See that? They're actually Christians, but that's not talked about. Many Southern Christians felt that slavery, in one Baptist minister's words, stands as an institution of God, which it is, But what you don't know is who you enslaved are the Hebrew Israelites. And according to biblical prophecy, those that enslaved us will be enslaved. See, that's what the point we're getting at. You can use the Bible to justify us going into slavery, but we can't use the Bible to justify that you are going to go into slavery. The Bible says tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. You see what you did to Kunta. So you don't hold to the standard of the Bible that you use to stand on to justify our enslavement. You see the hypocritical mindset that Christians have. Let's see. So this is biblical reasons. Abraham, the father of faith, and all the patriarchs held slaves without the Most High's disapproval. Right. Slavery is in the Bible. But if slavery was in the Bible back then, slavery is fine in the Bible now. Slavery will also be in the future. The Ten Commandments mention slavery twice, but see, like I said before, how Esau held us in slavery, okay, was with a manner of hate, okay, because it speaks about Hebrew servants. But see, remember, this is the spirit that Esau comes in when it comes to his brother Jacob, or the sons of Jacob, okay. Look at what Esau has done to his brothers, sons, daughters, and children. Genesis 27. This is the spirit he comes in. This is why when it came to us in slavery, he would make it into a sport. He didn't just have us picking cotton. Okay. This is Genesis 27 and 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob. The way they had us in slavery, the way Christians had us in slavery was a level of hatred. Okay. And guess what? They would look at the story in Nat Turner. You would have Christians using black slaves that they allowed to read to go and teach more slavery to other enslaved Israelites. That's what Christianity would do, and you have that today. This is why you have certain Jakes that teach Edomite Christianity. They teach plantation Christianity because that was what they were being used to do back in the times of chattel slavery. Christians used black slaves to mentally enslave other slaves through the guise of Christianity. That's foul. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith they hate us. They hate the fact that we're telling you we're chosen. They hate the fact that we're letting you know, no, we are the chosen. We are the people, okay? We're bringing the edification out. We have been given the right to the service, and let's get that precept, okay? We have been given the right to teach the Bible. And look at how the Bible is broken down under the mindset of Esau through the unholy spirit. Okay. Look at how he used the Bible when he reads about slavery. This is Romans 9 and 4. It says, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law. Look, and the service of the Most High. So you cannot be a missionary. You cannot be a preacher, a pastor, a prophet, a teacher, an evangelist, an apologist. You cannot be that according to the Bible if you are not an Israelite. But they took on all these roles. Esau took on claiming to be a prophet, a preacher, an evangelist, an apologist. See, he took on all these roles, and look at what is transpired out of it. Confusion, deception, murder, adultery, lies, and fornication, and the service of the Most High and the promises. They don't fit that. That ain't for them. But look, just like back then, forcing Christianity on the Israelites, right? Or who you call indigenous or native people, they're doing it all over again. See, they're literally doing it all over again, and they're doing it with hatred. See, back in Genesis 27:41, and Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. Christianity slayed, let's see, how many natives did Christians, oh, sorry, Christian, let's put killed. Let's put that in. Did Christians kill almost 100 million Native Americans? Damn, bro. Did Christians kill almost 100 million Native Americans? That is wild. Who killed most of the natives? Indigenous people, both North and South, were displaced, died of disease, and were killed by Europeans through slavery, rape, and war. And those Europeans, all right, real quick, let's go here. Well, I didn't read a little bit. I guess, let me see. I guess we could read them a little more than this. It's okay. It's okay. We get the gist of that. Let's put in, see, sometimes you'll get Esau by not speaking about his nastiness. So watch this. The early Euro, he'll think you're trying to speak well of him. Watch. Early Europeans. The early Europeans were Christians. Christians in America. Let's see. America as a religious refuge. See? Oh, the religious persecution that drove settlers from Europe to the British North American colonies. Oh my gosh, these poor European Christians. And then we're like, well, wait a minute. Let's go into the history. Look at this. Wait a minute. Those same Christians that were seeking their pilgrimage of freedom, why did they kill 100 million Native Americans? Why did Christians kill 100 million Native Americans? Why is white Christianity being forced upon us to this day? You see, it says indigenous people, both North and South, were displaced, died of disease, and were killed by Europeans, early Christian Europeans, through slavery, rape, and war. In 1491, about 145 million people lived in the Western Hemisphere. By 1691, the population of indigenous Americans had declined by 90 to 95%. Bro, you shouldn't be trying to talk to me about Christianity. You shouldn't be going up to any so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American with Christianity. Okay, when you look at the history, you should not be going up to any so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American and pushing your Christian doctrine. How dare you? You don't even bring out this information on what you do. But then when we say, he that leads in captivity shall go into captivity. Oh, that's not what so why don't you take your same advice when it comes to your religion? You see? And real quick, let's put in this. I'm going to end it in a minute. Was the 7th Cavalry. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you where I'm going. 7th where is it? Cavalry Christians. And I'm going to show you why I'm going this. Let's see. The 7th Cavalry Regiment. Okay, well, the 7th Cavalry, let's put the 7th Cavalry Army. Put that. Oh, hold on. Let's put this real quick. The 7th Cavalry Army. The 7th Cavalry Regiment is a United States Army cavalry regiment formed in 1866. Its official nickname is Gary Owens, right? Okay, so now let's put in was the U.S. Army of 1866 Christians. Let's see. It says the Confederate States Army's revival was a series of Christian revivals. See? So look, Christianity in the Civil War. What religion was typically of a civil war? Look, right here. Most of them were Christian, right? Well, guess what? The Christian U.S. Army, watch this. The 7th Cavalry defeats Native American. Right here. Okay? Look at this. The U.S. 7th Cavalry, a force of 700 men, suffered a major defeat while commanded by Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Guster, formerly blah, blah, blah. Okay, this was this battle. But let's put, no. Let's put defeats. Yeah, it was at Wounded Knee. Defeats America at Wounded Knee. Wounded Knee Massacre. It says on December 29, 1890 is in one of the final chapters of America's long Indian War. The U.S. cavalry kills 146 at Wounded Knee. So this was pretty much the pivotal point of the defeating of Gad. And why is that? The 7th Cavalry? Because that's actually prophecy. Who do you think it is? Who do you think the troop was that overcame Gad? The Christian U.S. Army under the 7th Cavalry. Genesis 49 and 9, or excuse me, Genesis 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him. See, a troop overcame Gad under the 7th Cavalry and Buffalo Soldiers in 1866. Okay, then they also, remember, they had the Indian Removal Act, and then but really, Wounded Knee. Okay, Wounded Knee really is what took Gad out. All right, let's get it real quick. And they were Christians. So let's put in this. Let's put in Wounded Knee. December. Oh, I was just looking that up. Yeah, I was right there. But let's go a little. Yep. It says Wounded Knee Massacre. Okay, what happened at Wounded Knee in December 1890? On a cold day, December 1890, U.S. soldiers surrounded and slaughtered about 300 Lakota men, women, and children. These soldiers were Christians. At Wounded Knee, South Dakota, although soldiers were celebrated at the time, Wounded Knee is now remembered as a terrible atrocity. And that terrible atrocity happened under the Christian U.S. soldiers. See? And this is what? Gad being overcome. So Gad was overcome by Christian soldiers. It says, Gad, a troop shall overcome you, Christian Edomite soldiers in America, but he shall overcome at the last. So we're going to get the last laugh on the atrocities that the Edomite Christians have done to our people. Okay. And like I said, I just wanted to touch on this history. I pray that it was edifying. I mean, there's a lot. I just kind of wanted to hit points. I wanted to kind of go into more, just pulling out dates and history, and it's easy as a Google. This is how simple it is to show you in the spirit what Christians' relationship was to so-called black and brown people. But they have the nerve today to go up to these same people, to go up to so-called natives, so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and push their white Christianity views on us again. And you would think that there would be some form of remorse, okay? Especially you Bible banging apologists today, like Vocab. He's never spoken about the dark history of what Christianity and its relationship between our people. All right. So, hey, I just wanted to do that lesson. Like I said, I pray that it was edifying, exhorting, and comforting to you sincere sheep. And I'd like to say, Call Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and safety and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, Shalom.